good, yeah, man? We back again with another video. Today I had to rant about the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's been too long, man. They've had the easiest schedule so far, and they've looked pretty terrible against some lackluster talent. Before we get into the video, I want to make sure y'all like, subscribe, share with your friends. But getting to the Minnesota Timberwolves, I'm like really disappointed with them. Real disappointed. And it's multiple things, but one thing I want to get out the way is, and this is what the media is going to tell you, because like I said, not a lot of people watch basketballs. Everything's fucking narrative-based. Rudy Gobert has been a player that a lot of people don't like since the whole COVID thing, since he started COVID. If you ask people, they'll fuck around and say he started COVID. I want to say right now, he is not the problem at all. He is not the problem. It's about 4 problems. But as far as Rudy, what they brought him there to do, he's done. They've had a lackluster defense. They didn't rebound that good last year. And he has been averaging 13 rebounds, and they're a top 10 defense. So what they wanted him to do, he's been doing his job. Now, was the fit the best when they thought about it? Probably not, but it's not on him. So I'm not putting none of this on him. Now let's go through the 4 blames I have. The first blame I'm putting on them being terrible so far, it's actually probably 5. So the first problem with this team is the coach. Now, Coach Finch had a really good year last year, really good. Probably could have won Coach of the Year because they came out of nowhere last season, finished at a 7th seed. But this year he's been pretty bad, real bad. My understanding going into the season was, even though we traded for Rudy to put him next to Cat, we're going to do our best to not play them two with each other, because we know that is going to hurt Karl-Anthony Towns, because he is the slowest motherfucker of all time. And putting him at the 4 is going to have to put him on the outside. That's cool when it comes to crunch time minutes. You just hope that he does his job in the crunch time. But for a whole part of a game, we want to have them on the floor at opposite times. We want to stagger their minutes. But he does the opposite of that. Like, I was thinking going into the season, okay, you run your starting 5 for like 5-6 minutes, and you sit one of them. But the pairs that you want to keep in at all times, I would have always kept in Anthony Edwards and Cat, and I will always keep D'Lo and Gobert. Reason why I say D'Lo and Gobert, because D'Lo has always been D'Lo with a pick and roll partner. He hasn't been good with the Wolves at all because they don't really have a pick and roll guy. The only person he was good with was who? Jared Vanderbilt, who's a pick and roll guy. So I figured, like, yo, and first of all, if I'm looking all over the place, I'm still fucking confused what to look at with this camera. It makes no sense to me. But, like I said, he's always been a guy that likes to play with a pick and roll guy. So I would think that they would do most of D'Lo's minutes with Gobert, but they don't do that. The lineups that they run, that he runs, it just doesn't make sense. And I would understand if it's like the first 5 games, you're just trying to see what your lineups are. And motherfucker, this is the 11th game. And if you add preseason, all your guys play in the preseason, this is like the 16th to 17th game. So you got to get that down, because that's what's losing them games so far, because these rotations are terrible. You're playing Anthony Edwards with the bench unit, and that's your best unit. That's your best unit when he's playing with Jordan McLaughlin, Jalen Noel, Anthony Edwards, Kyle Anderson, and Naz Reid. That's their best unit. That's the crazy part. That's their best unit. But then when you look at their worst unit, it's the starting lineup. Because it's in that starting lineup, the offense is terrible. And this is another thing on the coach. I don't think he knows how to run that team. The offense is terrible. He's betting on Cat to be the main playmaker of the team. And it's just, if you look at them, and I wish this was a stat, because I actually looked this up. Who has the most shot attempts when the shot clock just started? They have the most. I couldn't find it, but I'm pretty sure they would have the most. They shoot a lot of early shots for no reason, and that's what hurts them, because they don't really have high IQ guys. I thought D'Lo was a high IQ guy. I'm pretty sure we all did. He's always been a really decent playmaker, especially in the half court. But the motherfucker's trash. He's trash, and he's gonna be one of the problems we talk about. But they don't have no high IQ guys that can get them into their offense. If this team had a Ricky Rubio, we wouldn't even be having this video. But they just have no IQ guys. That whole starting lineup is terrible. There's no way your bench unit adding Anthony Edwards should be the best lineup you have. And he just doesn't do a good job helping his players. Ant's playing with Gobert And at sometimes it do work, but at sometimes it does hinder Ant because he really can't take it to the paint because Gobert is there. But that's also an Ant. He has to find a way to work a pick and roll and how to play make off and pick and roll. And that's what we'll talk about him later on in the video. But that's the first problem. Second problem is D'Lo. So far this season, D'Angelo Russell is averaging 10.6 points, 32% from the field, 26% from three, and 46% from the field. Free throw line. He has been god awful, like really bad, and this is probably the worst he's looked in his whole career. This looks worse than rookie D'Lo. At least rookie D'Lo is hitting his shots. No, he looks bad. He's not even playmaking well. I remember last season, a lot of people gave a lot of their respect on defense to Pat Bev, and that's what it should have been. But he even said, Pat Bev said D'Lo was the leader of that defense. He's not this year. He's not shooting it well. His assists are way down. And I'm going to put most of it on D, but again, some on the coach, because once he gets the ball past half court, here Cat, here Ant, I'm chilling in the corner. That's terribly ran offense, bro. That is terrible offense. But D'Lo, you have to hit your shots. You have to. You have to be at least an average person on defense. He's not. And he's shooting, like I say, he's shooting terrible. He's not playmaking well. And it's times when Jordan McLaughlin looks better than him out there, because he actually is a really good passer in the half court. He's the reason why that's their best lineup, because he actually knows how to play make off of guys. He kind of demands Ant. I've seen him tell Ant, get in the corner, I'm going to set you up. And there's times where he set him up. Jordan McLaughlin is their best floor general. That is a problem when you have D'Angelo Russell. That is a problem. That's a big problem. But like I said, some of it's on the coach because the offense is terrible. But D'Lo's been terrible. Cat, he's the third problem. The nigga is the worst defending big I've ever seen in my life. And I know it's hard to ask him to guard some fours. But like, if you're there, I'm cool. If you're there. Sometimes it looks like he's genuinely lost on defense. That is a sad thing to say about a nigga that's in his 7th year. That is a bad and sad thing to say. But he looks genuinely lost on defense. On offense, he hasn't been as dominant as he used to be. But he's actually stepped up his playmaking a lot. That's what I like to see from him. But on defense, it's just at times it gets hard to watch. It gets hard to watch. And he's been put in a bad spot though. But again, somewhat on the coach. You don't play Cat and Gobert all the time. When Cat's on the floor, you're going to see Gobert. That's bad. That is bad. That don't make no sense, because now you're putting Cat at a bad spot. But still, Cat, you cannot be a dumbass on D. He don't know how to stick defense. That's crazy to say. That is crazy. If you watch him so many times, he just look lost. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing, dog? But like I said, these are all in order. I put the coach first because like this is a really good team. They shouldn't be this bad. I put D'Lo second because he shouldn't be that bad. I put Cat third. Now fourth. Y'all know I'm a huge Anthony Edwards fan. I'm never biased. He has been on and off. A lot of people would say he's the main problem, and that shit is so stupid. You've seen Cat putting him out for eating Popeyes, but if he told Cat you are the worst defender of all time, that shit wouldn't have been as loud on the media as it was. Even Anthony Edwards, he looks sort of out of shape, but he looks the same size as he always looked. But he still has to make some improvements. Because I understand why people blame some of it on him, because a lot of people put a lot of shit on him. A lot. And I'm not one of them people. Some people put some MVP talks on him because they thought this was going to be a really good team, which they still couldn't, and which he still can be towards the end of the season. Like, this is an early reaction. We're only 11 games in. And I'm just saying what I'm saying. But a lot of people put all-star starter, MVP on this kid. Like, yo, he's 21. Chill. Because now that's the reason why a lot of people are killing him in the media now, because he hasn't touched that. When that's not on him. What the fuck? That is not on him. But he does have some games some part in his game that he has to improve. Good shooter. He's been getting to his spots well. He's been working a lot in the mid-range. I've seen that. That's something that I love and that I wanted him to do, because in the mid-range last season in the playoffs, he killed, but he went away from it towards the end of the series and chucking threes and stuff. That's just not good offense for him. But the one thing I need from him is just widening out your game. What I mean by that is Donovan Mitchell Devin Booker were just straight scorers the first few years of their career. Straight score. They put D Book at point, he averaged 7 assists. Winding out his game, spreading out his game. Now Donovan Mitchell, he's averaging 7 assists. You have to learn how to do stuff other than scoring. That's just something that Ant hasn't got yet. But like I said, they did that in probably their 4th, 5th year. He's only in his 3rd, so I can be patient with it. But if they want to win, he has to do that. He has to learn how to play make. Like in the pick and roll, he's pretty terrible as far as making shots for others, getting open shots for others. He's not really good at that. But I'm not one of the ones that wants a 2 guard to play make heavy, but like just give me some assists. Like it's at times he just gets so tunnel vision on that basket that it's just some open shots around him or it's ways to set people up that he just doesn't pay attention to. So that's what I want. I don't want him going out here averaging 7, 6 assists. I just want him to open up his game. That's all. On defense, to me, he's been pretty good. A lot of people will say he hasn't. He's been pretty good. So, first problem's the coach. 2nd is D'Lo. 3rd is Cat. 4th is Ant. And I'll say 5th is like, they kind of bit the bullet on this trade. I don't think this Gobert, Cat fitting is going to ever work. They had a really good team, bro. Malik Beasley's hooping, Jared's hooping. Pat's not, like at all. I'm a Lakers fan, I watch. He's playing fucking terrible. But he has been sticking some good defense, and that's all they needed. But Jalen McDaniels actually looks really good. You see, I just named him first time in this video. He looks really good. He's probably the only fucking positive on that starting line. Everybody else been But like I said, Gobert has been good, but he's going to get all the blame. I'm telling you, it's not on him. Anthony Edwards is going to get a lot of blame. I'm telling you, it's not on him. It's on the coach, D'Lo, and Cat. And then you can put a little bit of blame on that. And the last problem is they don't really have a leader. Yes, it's a new hoodie, different day. I had to come back at this point where I was at it. But they don't have a leader at all. Last year, the leader was Pat Bev, even Jared Vanderbilt. It's 2 type of leaders. One is a Pat Bev type of leader who's very vocal, who demands a lot, who needs a lot for the whole team to have success. And somebody that's actually been through the fire. Pat Bev has been through that, has made his countless Western Conference Finals, has been a starter on playoff teams. He was their leader last year. He was a huge reason. He set the swag. He set the aggressiveness for the team last season. That's one type of leader. The other type of leader was Jared Vanderbilt. And he's not as vocal, but that's leading by example. He was one diving on the floors. He was the dog of the team. Every team needs a dog. We look at last year. I think Wiggins was that dog. Anything you needed, he was there. We obviously know PJ Tucker was that dog. In the Warriors run, Draymond was the dog. And in the Raptors win, Fred VanVleet was a dog. Fucking got hit in the eye, had a whole big ass cut. Still dropped 30 in game 6 or 7. Dog. Every team needs a dog. This team does not have a dog. Anthony Edwards is a dog type of player. He just doesn't have that dog mentality. And that's the step for him that he has to take because he has all the skill to be a dog. But he has to have that mentality. But they don't have a dog on their team. That was Jared Vanderbilt. And that was also Pat Bev, but that was Jared Vanderbilt last season. Anything you needed, he would do. Other than score, of course. But if you need him to pick and roll, if you need him to stick the best player, if you need him to dive on the floor to get the balls, he did all of that. That's a dog. And they don't have that, and that's a part of why this team looks like they don't have no chemistry at all. There's no energy with this team. You would hope that their players will lead by examples, but Ant has been very on and off. Cat is just doesn't have a dog in him at all. It's like it's not even a chihuahua. I wouldn't even disrespect chihuahuas like that. He just doesn't have anything in him. Pause. Gobert, like what the fuck? And D'Lo has been terrible. Like I said, they don't have a dog. I was hoping that could be Jaden McDaniels, but he's such a quiet kid, so quiet. So you're not really gonna get that out of him. But this team needs a dog, and that's why they hurt. But that's it for this video, man. Let me know what you guys think about the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm still pretty high on them. I would say I had them as like a 5th seed. I load that down. They're a playing team, but I'm not that out on them. Like I said, they can beat a lot of teams. So that's it for this video. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.